Welcome to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness Podcast, the show that takes you on a journey of exploration. We'll discuss tried and true methods alongside the latest trends of how to best live your life to its fullest and happiest. From psychology to meditation, science to self-help books, the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast will help you to discover what makes you happy and how you can live life being the best you possible.
Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Life and Happiness Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Jordan Hall. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I'm okay. I'm just really tired today, as usual. But as usual, I'm going to power through and make this one of the best podcasts I've ever made. And I know I say that about a lot of podcasts, but I truly mean it this time. This will be my ultimate comeback, and I will make a mark on all of your hearts and all of your happiness. So today, I will be talking about poems that will lift your spirits, 50 fun spring ideas you can do for the spring season, some amazing spring recipes that you can cook for the spring season, and if you stick around till the end of the show, I'll give you reasons why I'm starting to like spring and why I didn't like it before and what changed my mind. So for this segment, we're going to be talking about poems that will lift your spirits. And usually I'm actually in the past, I haven't been into poetry that much, but I'm starting to appreciate it now because it's a very essential part of life and happiness, because some people write poems to feel happy. So now I will try to appreciate it as an art form, just like everything else, like music I'm very passionate about. So why not like poetry too? What's the harm, you know? So the first poem I have on here is a poem called A Happy Man, and I'm going to read it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. When these graven lines you see, traveler, do not pity me. Though I may be among the dead, let no mournful word be said. Children that I leave behind, and their children all were kind. Near to them and near to my wife, near to them and to my wife, I was happy all my life. My 3 sons I married right, and their sons I rocked at night. Death nor sorrow never brought, 'cause one for unhappy thought. Now, and with no need of tears, here they leave me, full of years. Leave me to my quiet rest, in the region of the blessed. Wow, I liked that one. It sounds like this guy, Edwin Arlington Robinson, was very appreciative about his life. He says that he had kind children. He was very close with his children and to his wife. When he dies, he hopes nothing sad or dramatic is said about him. He says that only happy things should be said about him because he tried his best to live his best life. He said that all of his sons had amazing girlfriends / boyfriends, and there was no sorrow. And basically he was very grateful for his life. So I say that's a very, very, very positive poem. And I'm going to move on to the next one now. The next one is called Happy is England, I Could Be Content. Happy is England, I could be content to see no other verdure than its own, to feel no breezes than are blown through its tall woods with high romances blent. Yet do I sometimes feel a languishment for skies Italian and an inward groan to sit upon an Alp as on a throne. Oh, I like that one because I know what the Alps are. They're the mountains in Italy, I think. Or am I thinking of the Appalachians? I think those are the same things, Alps and Appalachians. And half forget what world or worldling meant. Happy is England, sweet her artless daughters. Enough their simple loveliness for me, enough their whitest arms in silence clinging, yet do I awfully warmly burn to see beauties of deeper glance and hear their singing, and float with them above the summer waters. By John Keats. It honestly sounds like a beautiful poem about England and Italy and all the features and all the beauties that the countries have, or states or whatever. I'm not good at geography, but it seems like a very happy, descriptive, positive poem about nature and love and relationships. I don't know. Sounded good though. The next one is called Hope You're Happy. I hope you're happy with your life. I hope you're happy with your wife. I hope you see what you have done. I hope to see that is all wrong. I'm sorry, I can't read that part. I hope you see that this is all wrong. Sorry. I hope you realize that you are not perfect. I hope you see that money's not worth it. Oh my God, yeah. I hope you realize that family comes first. I hope you see that my smile was rehearsed. So I think the first line, I'm gonna sorry if I'm talking between it, but that line is so powerful. I hope you're happy with your life. I hope you're grateful for it and not taking anything else for granted and not appreciating the people around you. I hope you're happy with your wife. I hope, oh wow, apparently this person, what they have done is wrong. But this person is hoping that they have a different outlook on life now, that they're not taking things for granted anymore or something. I hope you realize that you're not perfect. I hope you see that money's not worth it. I think they're talking about someone who's power hungry for money or power hungry for power or something. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like someone who wants to be on the top. And they're like, I hope you see that family comes first. And I hope you see that my smile was rehearsed. I hope you see that you're tearing me apart. This sounds like a mother of this person. I hope you someday grow a heart. I hope someday I will still want to see you. Like a girlfriend. This sounds like a girlfriend of this person. I hope someday I won't have to see you. Because it's kind of like a hate and love poem, it sounds like. I hope that I will want to see you, but right now I hope I don't want to see you, if that makes sense. This person is hoping that this person will reform and become better again, but right now they're not really a good person. That's what it sounds like. I hope you suffer, but I don't want that. I hope you die, but I don't mean that. I hope someday your love will be real. I hope someday you will feel and grow emotions and not be this emotionless robot and person without feelings. It sounds like either this person's fame / power / reputation or whatever they have is getting to their head and they're becoming egotistical. I hope you realize that money can't heal. I hope someday you'll feel what I feel. It sounds like this person had a really bad upbringing or something, and now he's using fame and money and power to be happy. And this person is telling them, the girlfriend is probably telling them, please, or the wife, I think, because I saw that they were a dad at the bottom. I'm going to keep reading. I hope you realize that money can't heal. I hope someday you'll feel what I feel. Yeah, it sounds like they're using their money and fame to feel better. I hope that before you die, I hope to tell you I won't cry. I hoped you would be a good dad. Yeah, it sounds like a wife. I hoped you wouldn't make me mad, but all my hopes from before are gone, just like the love you had for their mom. I hope that I see you one last time. I hope I get to tell you this. I wish I never knew you. Because of you, I wish I didn't exist. Oh, dang. This is dark and happy at the same time. Wow. I think this is one of these bittersweet poems. It's not completely positive, but at the same time, it kind of evokes positive emotions because this wife is wanting redemption in her husband and is not looking on the dark side. She's like, I hope in another life or when you come back one day, you will be a better man and you will fix your mistakes. I think that's what it is. And I think that that definitely shows that people can change, or people can have faith in people to change, Okay, so here's another poem. It's called A Happy Lip Breaks Sudden. Is that what it says? The thing is, the title on this website looks weird. It says A Happy Lip and M dash breaks sudden. Oh no, it's A Happy Lip Breaks Sudden. That's what it's called. It has a weird the word M dash, which means like there's a slash in between, so that's why it looked weird. Oh wow, and this poem kind of looks weird too because there's a lot of M dashes in this poem. Wow. Oh no, I skipped over one. Oh no, I didn't. I'm good. Okay, so let's listen to this one. A happy lip breaks sudden. It doesn't state you how. It contemplated, smiling, just consummated now. But this one wears its merriment so patient, like a pain, freshly gilded, to elude the eyes, unqualified, to scan. Emily Dickinson. A happy lip breaks sudden. Yeah, I don't understand this poem. A happy lip breaks sudden. I think I don't know, it's like somebody contemplating someone else or someone scanning, someone looking at someone. I don't know. This poem is hard to decipher, but I'm going to move on to the next one. Seems interesting, though, because there's a lot of underscores or a lot of slashes in this poem, which is why there was a weird M dash up top. But okay, then. Okay, so this next one is called Happy the Man. Happy the man, and happy he alone, he who can call today his own. He who, secure within, can say, tomorrow do thy worst, for I have lived today. Be fair or foul, or rain or shine, the joys I have possessed in spite of fate are mine. Not heaven itself upon the past has power, but what has been, and I have had my hour. I mean, this one, it's by John Dryden. I think this poem was definitely from the olden days because it has the word thy in it. It's weird. I think it means I've lived my best life and I don't care what happens to me. It means that it doesn't matter what bad things happen. I've done all the things I wanted to do and no pain can take me down or something. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from it. It doesn't matter. I've lived all my best days. I've done what I wanted to do. Now you can inflict pain on me. I don't care. This is a deep poem. Okay, so the next one is called Character of the Happy Warrior. Whoa, this is a long one. Let's read it. Who is the happy warrior? Who is he? That every man in arms should wish to be. It is the generous spirit who, when brought among the tasks of real life, hath brought upon the plan that pleased his boyish thought, whose high endeavors are an inward light that makes the path before him always bright, who, with a natural instinct to discern what knowledge can perform, is diligent to learn, abides by this resolve, and stops not there, but makes his moral being his prime care, who doomed to go in company with pain and fear and bloodshed, miserable train, turns his necessity to glorious gain. In face of these doth exercise a power. I have no idea what I'm reading, but I hope you guys enjoy it, which is our human nature's highest dower, controls them and subdues, transmutes, bereaves. Wow, there's a lot of big words. Of their bad influence and their good receives. By objects which might force the soul to abate, her feelings rendered more compassionate, is placable. Placable? I don't know. It's spelled Placabl. Is placable because occasions rise so often that demand such sacrifice. More skillful in self-knowledge, even more pure, as tempted more, able to endure. Wow, this is a long poem. Okay, guys, I don't think I can read this all, but it sounds like a really interesting poem, and it's by William Wordsworth. Yeah, you definitely live up to your last name, William, because your words are probably worth a lot in a good way, because it's a happy poem. But to be honest, I have no idea what I just read, because here's the interesting thing. Yeah, I may seem like I'm good at talking out loud and reading paragraphs, but the truth is, I actually, funnily enough, read better when I read in my head. Like, I do sound more energetic when I read out loud, but I honestly do not process what I'm reading as I'm reading it. So that's why sometimes I may take some pauses in order to read it. So I apologize for tiny pauses. I had no idea what I just read. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, though. Okay, so I have another poem, and it's called Happy Ending. Oh, this one's much shorter. Okay. Yeah, this is the last poem I'm going to do. After they have not made love, she pulled the sheet up over her eyes until he was buttoning his shirt. Okay, you know what? Oh, no, this poem is fine. I thought it was going to be inappropriate for a minute, but I think it's fine. Not shyness for their bodies, those they have willingly displayed, but a frail endeavor to apologize. Later, though, drawn together by a distaste for such untidy ends, they agree to meet again, whereupon they giggled, reminisced, held hands, as though what they have made was love, and not that happier outcome, friends. So, I don't know. So I think there was something that didn't go well. Like, they tried to, make love, and something didn't go right. And then I think they just decided to be friends, and they just decided to reminisce about all the memories they had, and not that happier outcome, friends. Yeah, a happy ending sometimes can be just you being friends. Sometimes that's the solution. So we've reached the end of segment 1. That was a very interesting segment, but we are going to move on to segment 2. And up next, we're going to talk about 50 fun spring ideas you can do for the season. We'll be back.
Are you tired of the same old news? Are you sick of the seemingly endless political spin and negativity? The GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast is a weekly news podcast covering all the top positive and uplifting news stories. We cover stories that will inspire, uplift, and remind you of the good in the world. Tune into the Golden State Media Concepts America Still Beautiful podcast to get all the great and positive news stories of today. Download the GSMC America Still Beautiful podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Hello, everyone. We're back for segment 2. Last segment, we talked about poems that will lift your spirits, and now we're going to talk about 50 fun spring ideas. Well, we're not going to talk about all 50, but we're going to talk about some fun spring ideas you can do for the season, and I am going to look some up right now. I actually have some articles already pulled up for y'all, so I am going to show you right now. Here we go. I'm looking at realsimple.com, and there's a lot of ideas you can do. So in the great outdoors, there is one idea you can do, and it's to plant a spring garden, or even just a plant or two. That, I think, is a brilliant idea because flowers really do have an amazing smell. And when you smell them and you just take a little whiff of some lilies or some daisies, it really does have a therapeutic smell. It gives you happiness. It brings you such light in your life because really you haven't smelled anything quite that lovely as a flower, honestly. So I think it's a really good idea to plant a garden, especially if you're a gardener. Another one is see the cherry blossoms, which adds on to my last point. Flowers are awesome. I think that's what cherry blossoms are. They're types of flowers. So Have a picnic in the park. That's interesting because one of my friends who is like an extrovert and she loves going out a lot actually planned a picnic with me and like 6 other friends. And that's actually what we're going to do during the summer, not the spring. Because of COVID, we can't really go out right now and do anything, you know? And I know it's spring and everything, but we can't really do the picnic thing right now. But it would be nice to just lay out a blanket, put some hams, put some peanut butter and jelly, hamburgers, maybe have a little bit of a barbecue even. That would be really nice. I would love that right now. Also, you can still sniff the flowers because I'm pretty sure there's flowers nearby. So, again, yeah, the next one is like seek out the first crocuses, snowdrops, and other spring flowers. Yeah, exactly. Adding on to the flowers. Go for a run. Yeah, I mean, I've done that before, like 4 years ago with my dad. I used to listen to some very interesting artists while running. So that's like the only thing that gets me going when working out is music. So I think, you know, whenever I run, I listen to music because I like to run to the beat of the track that's playing. So if it's going like dun 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 dun, like the bass, like it's hammering in the background, I'm like pounding my feet to the exact beat. And that's how I know. Like I'm in tune with the rhythm. And that's how my energy is recharged. And that's how I'm able to run because of music. Also, same thing with taking a hike, which is the next one. I also like to listen to music. But in that case, I actually go slower because in hiking, there are sometimes hills, like giant hills, and you got to be slow. Like you cannot just trek up a hill and expect to recover in like 5 seconds. No, you will be out. You will be out like a freaking light, and you have to recover. So don't just be bold and run up hills. You got to take it slow. But that's why I don't run when it comes to hikes. Play softball. Sorry, that's not an option for me. No, I can't even play golf for that matter. Like I'm so bad at sports, so I can't do that. But anyone who likes sports, go ahead, hit some baseballs, kick some kickballs, play some soccer, do anything like that because you sports people are really good at kicking objects on the ground. Or tackling people if it's football. I don't know. Another one is ride a bike. I'm not a really big fan of riding bikes. I don't know why. And honestly, is the same thing as an exercise bike, which I do inside and I listen to music. But the thing is, outside, you got to look for cars. And I can't listen to music while looking for cars. Also, I don't like pedaling up hills either. I know I sound like the laziest person, but no, I actually do work out every day. I just work out inside, downstairs, on an exercise bike. So that's like, it's kind of the same thing as being outside. Let's just say I'm not the most outdoorsy person, but I'm trying to learn from this article to go outside more, so just bear with me. Enjoy the spring weather at an outdoor cafe. Now, that's something I would do. First of all, I love food, so I would gladly order any type of meal they have there, whether it be pasta, whether it be, you know, a sandwich, anything. Like, I would order there. And yes, I don't mind sitting down and admiring nature like that. I don't mind that at all. I just don't like physical activity. So I would gladly sit outside and sniff the flowers because I love sniffing things. I love smelling beautiful smells. Like, that's what it's all about, baby. Like, I love it. So I would not mind doing that. The next one I don't like either. Visiting a farm. Well, here's the thing. It depends on the animal, though. Visiting a farm to see the baby animals. Okay, it depends, though. Like, I'm actually starting to like horses because I watch, again, I've mentioned the show before. It's called Heartland, and literally they have horses running around everywhere. And that show shows me that horses are not harmful. They're actually really kind creatures. So I would gladly actually go to a farm and see horses. I just don't like cows or anything else. Because here's the thing. I don't like that hay smell. It bothers me to no end. I know I sound like a spoiled brat, but I really don't like that smell. So that's why I avoid farms. I don't like pigs are okay, but I'm not a big fan either. So, I mean, I'll see the baby animals as long as, you know, it's just a horse. I wouldn't mind seeing horses. Anyway, I think I've rambled about that enough. Walking on an empty beach. I would love to do that with a boyfriend, not by myself. That would be kind of boring by myself. But with a boyfriend, perfect date. I mean, you can even just look at the sunset and the ocean at the same time. That would be beautiful. See the reflection of the sunset flowing down into the beautiful waves, seeing that orange glow in the glistening, calm waves that are in the ocean. Like that would just be, ugh. It looks like city lights, except water version. Honestly, it's beautiful to see the sunset reflection in the water. It's the most, looks like there's glowing firebugs on top of the water. It's so beautiful. Like, I would do that with my boyfriend. No, I am not playing a round of golf. No thanks, website. Yes, go horseback riding. Okay, yes, only because of the show Heartland that I watched. That's literally the only reason why. And also, I'm starting to have a soft spot for horses too, because they're rideable. Like, instead of riding like a car to school, I can just ride my horse over to school. Like, that would be so cool. Okay, spring activities for little kids and kids at heart. Yes, okay. So I have plenty of friends, and maybe me that would love some of these activities. Fly a kite. I used to love flying kites, but I think it was just a phase for me. It kind of bores me now. Unless the kite actually ends up in the sky. Because whenever I do it, I try, it's in the sky for like 3 minutes and then it falls down. So, I mean, I don't like all that work trying to get it into the sky. So, but I appreciate people who love it. You know, because it's so peaceful to see like a flying object that's not a plane or not a flying saucer or UFO or whatever. Like, it's so beautiful to see. So, I get it. Looking for 4-leaf clovers. If you're having a bad day and you need some good luck. I almost said if you need some bad luck. No, you don't need bad luck. If you need good luck in your life and nothing's going right for you and you just have this domino effect of bad things happening to you, which was me all of the past month. I was literally having bad luck all week. You know, it eventually just drifts away and, you know, it might happen again randomly. But you can also look for 4-leaf clovers, which I've never found one in my life. So if you guys ever find one, please tell me, because it's very rare to me. Jumping puddles. I find that gross. Even when I was younger, I never did that because I didn't want to get my shoes all soggy. I was just not a fan of that. But I would like to share something personal that I loved to do when I was a little kid, like spring activities, kind of. You know how worms come out when it's raining in the spring? Especially in April, it's raining like heck in the spring. The worms usually come out. They're crawling on the ground, on the asphalt. And then I find one and then I'm like, oh my God, I want to keep one as a pet. I know it's gross to me now, but at the time I was just obsessed with keeping worms as pets. Like, I named all of them. I had this like, I don't know what it's called, this cabinet thing. What is that called? It was like a trailer or container that held all of me and my brother's utensils and what is that called? The thing that you keep outside, it looks like a suitcase or like a container, and it contains all of your childhood toys and stuff. Like, we kept it outside. It was like, I don't remember what it's called, but we had a little part of this container that had little sections like a petri dish or something. They looked like mini petri dishes, and we basically kept the worms in there. We poured dirt in it, and we literally kept like a tiny home for them. It was adorable. Also, as a kid, I also collected dead crab shells and left them in my trailer, in my dad's trailer. We would line them up in my dad's trailer and put like a little collection together, and we had like 6 of them or 7 of them. I also collected pizza tables too, but that's not really a summer activity. You can do that anytime, even during the winter. But yeah, I did a lot of things. Yeah, oh my God, get dirt under your fingernails. I actually freaking did that when I had worms. Like, my nails were always covered in dirt. Now I can't stand dirt. Like, if there's a tiny speck of dirt in my nail, I immediately clean it out. I don't like dirty nails. And especially, it's harder to tell when you actually painted your nails recently. You can't see what's inside your nails. So there could be some dirty stuff hiding under your nails for months because you can't see your nails. Blow bubbles. Yeah, my sister used to love blowing bubbles, and she still does now, I think. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I handed her a bubble wand, she's like 26 years old. My sister has low functioning autism, but you know what? That's what makes her a kid at heart. She acts like a 4-year-old all the time in a 26-year-old body, but hey, that's just her. So I'm pretty sure if I handed her a bubble wand, she would be blowing the heck out of that thing. You know, climb a tree is the next one. And my mom used to do that all throughout when she was a kid. And I'm like, wait, you, mom? You climbed a tree? Because now, no offense, my mom cannot even lift a pencil. No, I'm just kidding. But no offense, she's not as athletic as she used to be because she's, what, like 40 years old or something? Like, it's not her fault. You lose muscle mass if you don't work out constantly. Like, she does work out, but she's not an athlete, like, anymore. She was when she was, like, 10 years old. She used to climb trees and be adventurous. But now my mom is just inside on Facebook, and she's, you know, doing her cute little stuff. She's more careful now. She's more kind, sweet, you know, not bold and daring. She's brave, don't get me wrong, but she's more low-key now, you know, and I like to keep it that way. No, you know, getting yourself in trouble. My sister does this. She feeds the duck at a pond. Yeah, she does that. I don't know. My sister's a very big animal person. I'm pretty sure she feeds all the ducks. She feeds all the pigeons. She feeds everybody. She doesn't even know how to kill an ant. Like, one time, my dad was about to shoot an ant with a, what was it, like a rubber band? My dad was about to kill an ant with a rubber band, and then my sister, instead of killing it, she just goes up to it and lets it go. Like, opens the door and lets it fly free. So that's how you know my sister's an angel. The one I was talking about that likes, that's a child at heart. But no, she's not a complete child because there's some things that she does that's smart. She doesn't kill the insect. Little kids usually like eat the insect, but no, she picked it up. The other ones are draw pictures on the sidewalk with chalk. I've done that before. Really fun. Skip stones across a pond. Yep, I've done that. Plan a spring break vacation. Done that too. I mean, no offense, some of our vacations were boring, but some of them really did have some amazing memories that I will cherish forever. I can actually talk about that as one of my segments, one of my part 4 segments in one of my podcasts. I'll do that in the future. The one where you stick around and wait for, you know what I mean. Okay, so that is the end of segment 2. The next segment, we will be talking about some amazing spring recipes you can cook for the spring season. We will be back after these commercial breaks.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
All right, everybody, we are back with segment 3. We will be talking about sorry about that. Last segment, we were talking about 50 fun spring ideas you can do for the season, for the spring season. And now for this segment, we will be talking about some amazing spring recipes you can cook for the spring season. So let's get into it. Nothing tastes... Okay, wait. So I found this website called bonappetit.com, and that's literally a Katy Perry song that I talked about in my last segment. Remember the weird podcast, guys? I talked about Katy Perry's music video for Bon Appetit, and it was when she was being sprinkled into some meal or something, where she was laying on a platter and everybody sprinkled cheese around her. Yeah, that's what that's what Bon Appetit reminds me of. But anyway, I'm gonna read the article now. Nothing tastes better than the first few springtime meals, light, bright, lemony, and packed with peak season produce like peas, asparagus, ramps, and rhubarb. These are our favorite, these are the website's favorite spring recipes to celebrate the season. And I'll go in depth for a few of them. The soft scramble sandwich. I don't know if I would order this. Let's see. Ooh, it has some asparagus on it. Ew, ew, ew. No. The soft scramble sandwich. To get the most flavor out of this open-faced breakfast sandwich, look for spring onions with round bulbs and very tender green stalks. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's read the recipe that I clicked on. To get the most flavor out of this open-faced breakfast sandwich, look for spring onions with round bulbs and very tender dark green stalks. I read that already. Hold on. Yeah, I read this part already. If you can find only thicker stalked spring onions, cut the stalks in half lengthwise, then into 3 pieces. Cook the stalks along with the bulbs. They'll benefit from the extra time. Wow, okay, so there's a lot of instructions in here. So I don't know if you guys mind if I read the recipe. Nah, I'm not going to read the recipe. There's this link that you can go to on bonappetit.com/recipes/spring-recipes, and it lists all these meals, and there's actually a link that says view recipe, and you guys can view it on there. So I just gave you the link. It's bonappetit.com/recipes/slideshow/spring-recipes, and you will find this list. And then just click view recipe, and then you can cook these meals that way. So I'm just letting you know for the future. Okay, here we go. Spaghetti al limone with asparagus. Oh, this looks good because this reminds me of Italian linguine. Wow. This simple citrusy olive oil sauce comes from pasta master Evan Funk at Felix Trattoria. I don't like the asparagus, but I love the pasta. Basically anything with vegetables in it besides broccoli. I like broccoli, actually. Oh, here's more of a description. I actually clicked on the recipe. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but there's like a description here. Evan Funk, chef owner of LA Pasta Temple, Felix Trattoria, believes that pasta sauce should celebrate the craftsmanship of pasta rather than trying to steal the spotlight. The citrusy olive oil sauce that naps on these noodles does just that, bringing out the spaghetti's limber, delicate nature. Oh my God, I know. Especially angel hair pasta. Those noodles are so thin and so limber and delicate. Oh my God, like my dad yesterday made this interesting, like, there were some ingredients that he added that was supposed to be in bow ties, but instead of bow ties, he replaced it with pasta. There was spinach. Oh my God, spinach is so good. There was spinach, cheese, like feta cheese or sprinkled cheese, chicken, and angel hair pasta. That's what it was. That's literally all it was, and it was so good. Like, my dad does not even know the talent that he has. My dad basically cooks all the meals lately because my mom is always at work. But oh my God, my dad can cook a mean meal. Just saying, like, most of his meals are a 10 out of 10. Like, I love to rate my parents' dinners, and most of my dad's dinners are like a 10 out of 10. I give him props to cooking every night. Most of his meals are very similar to this LA Pasta Temple. So I give him that. I give him props for having a meal that is very similar to this. But yeah, this website says Coco Channel, that censored word. I'm just going to say Coco Channel, that stuff, which is they say the S word, but I'm just going to say stuff. He says, she was all about restraint. Do your best to thinly slice the asparagus on a deep diagonal so that it bends and twirls around your fork just as easily as the spaghetti does. Ooh, I don't like that. No. The fact that you can wrap the asparagus around your... Nah, I don't like it. I don't like the texture of asparagus. God, no. But I like the idea of the pasta. Oh, ew. What do all spring meals have to have vegetables in it? I'm such a little kid. White bean and spring vegetable stew. Yeah, no, this is not for me. Yeah, it's vegan. This stew recipe is all about those lovely cooked and seasoned dry beans. No, 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 no. And the glorious vegan broth they create. I don't care if people are vegan. That's fine. I just don't like vegan meals because I don't like most vegetables. The only vegetables I like, actually the only vegetable I do like, 2 vegetables are, I don't know if spinach counts. Spinach and broccoli are my only favorites. That's it. Like I'm not for asparagus at all or dried beans. Ew. But I'm going to read this anyway for people who do like it. This stew recipe is all about those lovingly cooked and seasoned dried beans in the glorious vegan broth they create. Just keep in mind, for the best results, you have to soak the beans overnight. Though asparagus and peas scream spring, gross, I don't know why all spring meals have to have vegetables. Probably because spring is full of flowers and grass, and basically everything about spring is green, just like vegetables. This is a stew for all seasons. I'm not having it any other time than the spring because I have to. I have to have it during the spring because that's the celebration. Those veggies can be swapped with whatever looks good at the market as long as they're quick cooking and or thinly sliced. No. It doesn't matter what form of the vegetable it is. It's gross either way, in my opinion. Just no. But I have to have it during the spring. It's just necessary. Okay. I'm not even halfway through this list. Ooh, yes! I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for dessert. Okay, rhubarb. Ew. Actually, I don't even know what rhubarb is. So I'm actually going to take a look at the ingredients. It says rhubarb custard cake. That's interesting. I don't actually know what rhubarb is. So I don't know why I said ew. This custardy cake, that sounds good, requires no mixer and comes together in minutes. Seriously, it's easy. Okay, I trust you on that. What is rhubarb, though? Yeah, I'm going to look at the ingredients. This cake is designed to be mixed by hand. Using an electric mixer works more air into the eggs, which lightens the batter and makes it less dense. Yeah. So the fruit is more prone to sinking, and I think it will make it will probably make the texture like really soft. Like you want it soft, but not too soft. It can make it less dense. Yeah. Also, make sure you leave the stalks whole, as chopped rhubarb is more likely to be swallowed up by the batter and sink into the bottom. Okay, so there is rhubarb in it. I don't even know what rhubarb even is. I need to look at the ingredients. Okay, melted unsalted butter, cooled, plus more room temperature for pan. 1 cup all-purpose flour, plus more for pan. Baking powder, kosher salt, large eggs, large egg yolk. So there's eggs, there's dark rum, just a teaspoon though, sour cream, rhubarb stalks. So I've never actually had a rhubarb, so I do not know if this is gross or not, or good or not. I don't know, I've never had it. Ramp fritters. These crispy little fritters taste like a 3-way cross between onion tempura, blooming onion, and onion rings. Okay, yes, here we go. Here we go. Onion rings are my stuff. Yes. I know it's not healthy, but if this is like an alternate option for onion rings, I'm all here for it. These crispy little fritters taste like a 3-way cross between... I read that already. But if you can't find ramps, use thin scallions. Ooh, scallions. Ew. Aren't those like crabs? Scallions are like crabs, right? Or am I wrong? Okay, so I want to see what's in this. Ramps, all-purpose flour, rice flour, baking powder, sugar, kosher salt, club soda. Club soda? Light beer? Oh, I don't think it matters because I think the alcohol gets burned away when you're cooking. Vegetable oil, lemon wedges for serving. Okay. Sounds interesting. And a deep fry thermometer, of course. But yeah, this sounds like a very interesting food idea. I would probably eat this as opposed to everything else on this list. So it mostly has, sorry for the noises, but here we go. Shrimp rampy. I think this is a great topic, guys. This has been a great topic for this podcast because I am literally so happy talking about this. Shrimp rampy. I love shrimp so much. So if you mix vegetables in this a little bit, it's okay. I mean, you got to sneak it in there somewhere because it's spring. The name says it all. Shrimp with a garlicky, pungent, buttery sauce. Yes, here we go. And I know it's not healthy for people with high cholesterol, and I have high cholesterol, so that's very unfortunate, but I have it occasionally. Don't kill me. It's okay to have occasionally. My dad is actually allergic to shrimp, so I feel bad for him. So if I'm making you jealous, Dad, and you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Anyway, yeah, shrimp with a garlic-y. I can't even say that word. Garlic-y. Is that even a word? Shrimp with a garlicky, pungent, buttery, scampi sauce. The combination of garlic and ramps may seem like overkill, but the website, or we, promise it's not. The garlic will mellow as it cooks while the ramp stays pungent. We, or the website, tried it without the garlic and it just wasn't as good. Sometimes more is more. Because people say more is less and less is more. But in this case, no, it's not. So yeah, I trust this meal. I trust that it's good. So I don't have to read the recipe right now. I only read the recipe for foods I don't trust. Or foods I don't like anyway. To see if it's actually good, you know? I'm not a completely picky kid, you know? Like, I will look at the ingredients to see if they're good, you know? So, yes! I don't mind that there's peas in this, by the way. Pasta with peas is actually really good. So, I think this is Italian. I can't say this. Tagliatelle. It's either tagliatelle or tagliatelle with prosciutto and peas. It's okay to use frozen peas. We'll never tell. We love them. That's what the website said. I know. Peas are so good in pasta anyway. If they're in season, look for fresh peas. I mean, it is in season. It's spring, so... And if not, there is no shame in using frozen. It's one of the few frozen vegetables we or the website can get behind. This recipe is from Evan Funk, again, chef owner of LA's Pasta Temple, Felix Trattoria again. You know what? I trust this meal too, so I don't have to look at the recipe and look at more details. So I will definitely have one of these meals. Oh my God. These meals look so good. Okay, this one looks weird. This one looks like burnt paper. This looks like grass on top of burnt paper. I'm not even kidding. That's what it looks like to me. Or like a burnt pie. It looks like a burnt pie with dead grass on it. I'm sorry, that's what it looks like. Triple threat onion galette. I'm sorry, it looks like burnt paper with grass on it. That's just my opinion. But hey, we're running out of time, but I'm just gonna read the description. Not just a clever name, the savory tart. It's a tart. Combines 3 alliums. Scallions, no. Garlic and onion for maximum flavor and crispy, jammy texture. The key to the flaky crust, is to move fast. Rolling and folding the dough while the butter is still cold creates distinct layers of butter and flour that will steam apart during baking, making the crust light and flaky. I don't like flaky, but it just depends on the dessert. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. Sorry. Maybe one day I'll come to appreciate it if I ever eat it. So, anyway, that is the end of this segment. I had so much fun talking about it, despite there's being some foods I don't like, and some of them I do love. So, I'll check some of them out. Even the ones I don't like, I'll check out, because you never know, I might like them. So, that was it. That was segment 3. Sorry, that was my southern voice. I'm sorry. That was segment 3. So, up next, I will give you the reasons why I'm starting to like spring and why I didn't like it before. We will be back. Yeah. We will be back.
the Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast, the show that gives you advice on everything travel. We explore places you've always wanted to go, as well as giving tips for traveling in those places. We'll give you advice on the best sites for travel tips, information, and discounts. Join us as we travel the world, explore cultures, and meet new people. The Golden State Media Concepts Travel Podcast has got you covered. Download the GSMC Travel Podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type GSMC in the search bar.
Hello, everybody. We are back with segment 4. Yes. I'm sorry. We are back with segment 4. Sorry for the singing. I just love singing. Singing is my life. But during this segment, this is the special segment. Here we go. I will give you... Actually, here's the thing. We just had a previous segment. We, meaning me. I had a previous segment, and segment 3... we actually talked about some amazing spring recipes you can cook for the spring season. But now we are going to move on to more broader terms, and we're moving on to the concept, which is spring, but not just any concept. It's my view on why I'm now starting to like spring, but why I didn't like it before. So I will talk about why I didn't like spring before, and then I will get into why I'm starting to appreciate it now. And I will give you my full honesty. And please, whatever I say next, do not judge, do not ridicule. These are my full opinions. And yeah, so let's get into it. So I'm going to talk about why I used to not like spring. So the only reason why I never really vibed with spring is because it's around a time where, and especially in the past, it wasn't associated with good memories in the past for me. That's one reason. In the past, I used to freak out about when I get allergies. I used to confuse it for getting a cold or getting a fever. And I have OCD, right? And I am also a hypochondriac, which means if I got anything like a sniffle or a bruise or anything physical, even like a slight headache, I will... Not now, I'm much better, but in the past, I used to think that any small symptom was a part of something bigger, which means if I had a headache, I might have a fever. If I have a dry throat, I might have postnasal drip. I don't know. I could just exaggerate about everything. Yeah, postnasal drip. I don't know if that has to do with dry mouth. Dry mouth? Yeah, no. I don't know, but I used to exaggerate about a lot of things. And around springtime, I used to convince myself I was sick a lot. And that I would have to go to the nurse. Every time I'm in high school, I would feel really out of breath. I don't know if that's a symptom, but I would convince myself I was going to have a heart attack. Also, with the symptoms that come with allergies, that didn't help. So I had really dry eyes. I couldn't focus in school. All the lights were really blinding. Because in my brain, it's just oh, my eyes are getting screwed up. Oh, no, I can't see anymore. I have to change my prescription. I started sneezing a lot, and I thought I had a cold. And the anxiety was making my heart pound more. And then I confused my heart pounding for thinking that I couldn't breathe and I was going to have a heart attack. So, yeah, that's the reason why I don't like spring, is because I always associate it with bad memories. In the past, I didn't like it because I always freaked out about it. But now I'm starting to appreciate it more, but I still associate it with bad memories, so I'm trying to get past that. Another reason why I don't like it is, in general, allergies just suck. It really does. I don't like to have dry throat. I love to talk. Right now, I have a dry throat, actually, doing this podcast. And I know you guys can't tell, but I love to talk. I love to run my mouth freely, have my voice be clear, like a pristine crystal. Right now, it's definitely not clear. It's all filled with phlegm and, boogers and stuff. It sucks. Another thing, your nose is always running. Excuse me, I'm wearing especially during COVID, I'm wearing a mask and I cannot wipe my nose. And especially when your nose flow is really bad and you have so much boogers in your nose, they get like caught in your mask. And like you have like, this is actually what happened to me today. I had a booger stuck in my nose today. And like I had a mask on and I didn't have anything to wipe my nose with. So I had like, oh my God, it was so disgusting. I had like weird boogers hanging from my mouth and I had my mask on and it felt so gross because I couldn't do anything. Oh my God, it was so disgusting. But yeah, that's why I don't like spring. That's why I used to not like spring. First of all, dry throat, because I love to talk. Second of all, the nose thing is just gross. I mean, I can't handle that. Recently, it hasn't been happening. Knock on wood, knock on something. It hasn't been happening. But right now, dry throat is like the biggest thing. What's the third thing? I mean, another thing is definitely headaches. I don't like getting headaches either because I love to go on the computer and I love to use electronics. And I know it's bad for you. But the headaches don't help if you want to get your homework done and you're on the computer and you have this giant headache. Like, that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you get your work done. So that's another reason why I don't like it. It also affects my eyes, too. Because I have really great eyesight, right? Like, I have, like, 20/20 vision. So for my vision to just suddenly not cooperate with me freaks me out. Again, going back to the hypochondriac thing, I thought I was losing my vision slowly, and then I was going to go blind. So there you go. That's another reason. But now let's get into the reasons why I'm starting to like spring now. So the first reason why I'm starting to like spring is one of my friends really likes spring and she has no problems with it. She's the same person who's planning the picnic, by the way. So like, it's not her favorite. I don't know if it's her favorite season. I think fall is, but I think she likes spring because she doesn't let it bother her. She's just such a cheerful person. She just loves being outside. She's an extrovert. And she loves the warm air. She loves the sun in the sky. She loves nature. She loves the trees blowing, whatever. She's obsessed with birds. She's obsessed with nature. So it's making me appreciate like being outside a little bit. Like, not a lot, but I'm starting to get the sense of like why people like to be out there because it makes them happy. And especially, I love the feel of the sun on my face. Not when I exercise because it makes me hot. But when I'm outside and sitting in the sun, it's a really good feeling. And especially during the spring, another reason why I love the spring, I like the spring now, I don't mind it anymore, is because of the temperature. The temperature is perfect. It is the best part of spring that I have ever felt. It is the perfect temperature. I don't like, okay, so here's the thing, this might sound OCD, but I don't like anything above 75. Anything above 75 is way too hot for me. Anything below 70, anything below like 65 or 60, or maybe 57, because it was 57 today and I was actually okay. Anything below like 60s is way too cold for me. And in the spring, it is literally like specifically between 60 and 80. And that is the perfect temperature where I can just sit outside and not worry about if I'm too hot or too cold. I'm very comfortable outside. It's literally like sitting inside, except with trees around you, with beautiful flowers, with beautiful scenery. Like, what's the difference in the spring besides like pollen? Which, again, you can have allergies inside or outside, so it doesn't matter where you're sitting when you have allergies. Just, it's more of a beautiful environment outside. I'm more creatively charged, too. I realize that's another reason why I love spring, actually. It helps you gain experience and creativity, because when you stare at flowers, literally you can write a song about flowers or a poem about flowers or even paint a flower, like if you like drawing or something. Like, outside and nature in general gives you a lot of inspiration, but when it's the perfect temperature to go outside, especially for me in between 60 and 80, it's perfect for me to go outside and look at nature for a little bit. I don't have to stare at it for hours, but I can just look at it for a little bit and be like, I could write a song about it or anything. Or I can just think about my life and what I'm grateful for while looking at nature. You can just look at it for a little bit, not, forever. But yeah, like, it's a great way to get my creative juices flowing. And I love when I get inspiration. I mean, I've had creative block for like 3 or 4 straight years. It started in 2018 when I got addicted to social media, like really badly. Like, it really started getting bad half of 2017 into 2018. And that's literally when I got creative block for such a long time. And I haven't really come up with anything creative up until now. When I finally got off social media, I have been so creatively charged. And the fact that it's spring is really helping because outside there is life. Inside there is nothing. It is boring in here. It's literally just sitting in here sweating with a bunch of my family, which I love my family, but sometimes they're too much and I gotta get out. So, you know, I'm gonna say, what's the other thing that I love about spring? Okay, so I just figured out what it was. I had to pause the video for a minute and remind myself because I do have a script, but like I'm doing most of this improv. So yeah. Anyway, the thing about spring that is probably one of the most admirable traits about spring is the nature outside. Going back to creative block, when I had creative block, I actually had a moment where I had creative energy. I actually had a spark of energy because I heard the birds chirping outside and I decided, you know, I like auto-tuning things, right? I like turning things that aren't melodic and turning them into melodies. So I decided to like auto-tune the birds that are outside and make them sing happy birthday or something. Like the things outside actually inspire me. I like to take sound effects and auto-tune them also. Like when people fart, like I've auto-tuned my mom burping once or my mom farting or any noise like a tap on a window. I could auto-tune the sound of a faucet, anything. And it's not even just that I love about spring. It's the flowers that are outside. Honestly, they're so beautiful. Lately I've been really admiring the flowers that are white, the white flowered ones. I keep asking my dad these questions, like, I've never cared before, so that's why I didn't know the answer. I was like, why do these flowers only stay white in the spring? And my dad was like, oh, they disappear in the summer and they turn green. And I'm like, that's sad, because they're such beautiful flowers. They don't deserve to go so early. I'm like, I wish they can stay, like, longer. It's kind of like losing a friend or something. But then the friend comes back in spring, a.k.a. the flowers disappear and come back in spring. So it's kind of like a friend you only see in the spring. But I don't know. I get really sad when I know these flowers are going to disappear. So I'm kind of cherishing these trees more with the white flowers that will eventually disappear because it's kind of like, again, losing a family member temporarily. So I'm going to start cherishing things, especially just small things like nature. I'm going to start appreciating them more because I know they disappear after a certain time. So you got to take in the beautiful moments and don't let them go to waste, you know? Same thing with fall. I feel like the fall also has, again, remember guys, I was describing an image to you and it had to do with like a sunset, like a hue pattern on a autumn tree. It was the satisfying images. I was describing you satisfying images and a fall tree was one of them. Yeah, the fall also has beautiful images as well. Beautiful patterns and stuff. But so does the spring. They have sunflowers, they have lilies, they have any type of flower. And I don't think... Another thing that I would love to do with flowers is I was planning on doing a photo shoot with my friend. Like a summer photo shoot. We were going to like lay in a bed of flowers. We were going to have flower crowns. And it would have been an amazing experience, but COVID, you know? Like, I didn't really want to do social distancing in this image. I wanted us to hold hands. I wanted us to... Me and my best friend were trying to plan a spring photo shoot, but look what happened, you know? We can't. I wanted to lay in a bed of flowers. I wanted to have a flower crown. I wanted to be the flower princess and just rule my own flower kingdom, but... With my best friend, of course, but we can't, so... But, you know what? Let's just cherish the moments we can and cherish the beauty that's outside because the spring is a very underrated season. And I am very sorry for bashing you, spring. All my life, I've hated spring because of the annoying and stupid, unnecessary symptoms that come with it, which is allergies. But you got to give spring the benefit of the doubt. It is one of the most comfortable and fun seasons you'll probably ever have in your life because of the beauty it brings with the flowers and the amazing memories you can make with your friends. And I think that concludes, that's a beautiful ending to this segment. And I hope y'all, this is my closing, I hope y'all will have a beautiful spring because go outside. Honestly, if you're sitting on your butt and doing nothing, go outside. It's a beautiful day out today. It's like 60 or 70 degrees. But wait, I just realized this will be airing on a day that might have different weather. So if it's beautiful out today, by the time this airs, guys, go outside. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy yourself. And I love you all very much, and I hope you have an amazing spring holiday. Mwah. Love you. Thank you for tuning in to the GSMC Life and Happiness podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I would like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to the show and write a nice review. That really helps us. Also, if you could please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness podcast, part of the GSMC Podcast Network. You can find the show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcasts on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, or anywhere you find podcasts. Just type in GSMC to find all of our shows. From the GSMC Podcast Network, from sex and relationships to health and wellness, life and happiness, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's episode of the Golden State Media Concepts Life and Happiness podcast.